PvP, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the YouTube channel Darth Craig. Its continuing mission to explore strange new PvP teams, to seek out new meta and new hero synergies, to carelessly go where no one has gone before. Good afternoon, my Dungeon Boss brethren. We're back with another Team Lab Thursday. Been in the lab trying to work on some stuff for Silver League. Silver League has been very, very challenging as of late. If you're like me and you don't have a lot of maxed out heroes, Silver and Gold can be a real nightmare. Open League I've been doing just fine in. I spent some time in and about the top 100 just because it is easy enough. You just have to play. Silver League's a little bit different story though. So I do play Open League first, then Silver, then Gold, mostly because as far as Silver heroes go, I do have a bunch of them higher level, comparatively speaking to Gold heroes. One of the things that I've been seeing and experiencing, we'll pick this one just because this is a pretty common loadout here. Anything with William, Rogar, and Ignis is pretty common. Having Jabber is obviously not a common fourth there. Usually it's NubNub. Trying to deal with these types of teams here. Because of the lack of diversity on my team in terms of levels, my main goal recently has been just trying to survive. And I feel like if I can survive, I can win a war of attrition. I had a really great match the other day where I swapped out Yasmin for the first time, or I swapped out NubNub for Yasmin for the first time. I ended up in a great spot where she just kept healing herself natively at the end of each turn. Ended up going against two of them. One of them was a red, I think it was Ignis, and then maybe it was Ekko. Neither of them could heal, and I was just chipping away at them slowly, and ultimately came out and won a really big come from behind victory. And so my thought was maybe that's the avenue we need to take with some of these silver ones if we can't win, as we focus on longevity over brute force. I've seen too many times in my own experience getting just absolutely wrecked by an Ekko and then a Dagon, or Ekko and a Rogar, for example, and he's been one-shotting, people on my team. Maybe not one shot per se, but basically enough to wipe the whole team. So I thought, well, maybe we'll try this option of a dual healer run. So the team that I've been using is Ekko and Bovus. Bovus needs a little bit of work, and why I picked Bovus? Bovus has very high health, so he's durable in most cases. He usually has advantages against William, which I need to take William down quickly, and works against NubNub too. The downside to this is that he gets absolutely destroyed by Rogar and Ignis, so I haven't gotten a good alternative yet because I don't have the XP potions. I'd really like a strong dark hero. I'm going to be subbing in Ella pretty soon. I ran out of XP potions when I hit 60 for her. But other than that, we don't have a lot of options here. I want to try and bring in Iris too, but Iris is only 5 stars. That's obviously a death sentence in Silver League. You need 6 stars to compete there. And then if you look at that, there really is nobody else in Dark. So Light and Dark are obviously your best options for Silver League when you have multi elemental damage coming at you, like in this case with Jabber and with William and Rogar. Light's going to preserve that so you don't get that extra 30% hit at you. I do think that in a vacuum, Augustus is a great pick, but I'm not on the Augustus kick right now. He's a good pick for just staying alive, but his attack is a little bit weak, and he doesn't provide much more than a taunt, which is going to get killed pretty quickly anyways. Doesn't help with AoEs from um, Rogar and Ignis either, so we run the risk of just having him out there for the sake of having him out there, and that doesn't really benefit us much. So I picked Bovus. Attack-wise, Bovus is okay. He's a little bit low on my end because he's 10 levels below the rest of my guys. He has basically equivalent attack right now as NubNub does. And then Yasmin's just slightly lower than that. Ekko is just slightly lower than that. So this is about the best team I could muster for longevity. The alternating heals or the ability to heal more than one time definitely helps survive. But really, it comes down to just trying to navigate these defenses as a whole. I can see why everybody picks it. William is just an absolute disruptor. He taunts and then he gives everybody shields. It's just tough to whittle everything down. My other reason that I picked Bovus is because Bovus can purge that taunt. Truth be told, though, when you have NubNub teams in here, it doesn't even matter if you purge the taunt. My guys do so little damage against those defenses that it's tough to actually get through anybody on the first round anyway, so you really can't. So really, it's just a matter of you know trying to weather the storm. Um, I can use my charge with Ekko, or I could heal. They don't have a healer out there. Sorry, not a healer. I could attack because they don't have a healer. Um, but I wanted to show basically what I'm up against with combos like Rogar and Ignis because they do quite a bit. Um, so I'm going to supercharge here just because that'll get my heals up, 2 turns quicker, if you will. Um, but yeah, one of the things that's been bugging me about this, I've been trying to do dual AoEs on the opener so that I could purge all of those shields at once. Truthfully, I've just started saying, you know what, screw the shields. It's not worth it trying and get all of them because you purge all the shields. NubNub comes along and heals them all anyways. It's too much to navigate with, and you're going to end up being forced to attack William anyways. Um, so I've been saving this first ability here. I do like the idea of putting prone on there, but they never get hit and they never get stunned. So I've just been saving it until at a point where I feel like it's useful. But his second ability, the purging, is what I like. Rarely does he kill anybody. Occasionally I get lucky and I can kill William, but we're talking multiple turns in. This isn't on the first round. He does not get any multiple, or he doesn't get any turn one kills. So basically, we're just trying to survive here. But here comes Rogar. See what I'm talking? He one shot NubNub for reasons that I can't fathom. I mean, there's a huge level difference for one. He wasn't. I mean, he's buffed, but even so, I mean, he absolutely stomped William or NubNub. And so if you can get past that, then at least we have the heals up. And then Ignis comes around. So ultimately what I'm going to be working towards is some other way to weather that storm, and that's going to be folks like Selwyn. Thing is, Selwyn just generally sucks, and so we don't get a lot of ways to absorb that, other than to bring in our own water team. And there's not a lot of great water options at this level either. So the dual healers I think is going to be great. Obviously, Yasmin survived really well. We could probably get by with just her, especially if NubNub's going to get killed in the first round. So you see how much damage Bovus did to William, for example. That's always a great start. But then what happens is the team usually has NubNub instead of Jabber. Just refills him back to full health, and then you're at square one. And now with only one healer, now I lose any advantage that I had before because I'm on cooldown for everybody else. And so this is just a slow burn death then. That's really all it is. There's really no benefit, but occasionally when this comes up, obviously that's great for Rogar and Ignis, but when you lose all your team in the first round, there's nothing more you can do there. So we'll drop this down a peg to 1 off to the left here. These will be a little bit more speed, my speed. Couple of less stars. This will be a little bit more comparable to what I'm offering here. I shouldn't get killed on the first turn in this one here. But anybody that's struggling PvP, first and foremost, like I said, getting your heroes up to their max level. so that you're not dealing with playing from behind. Could my level 80 NubNub hold up to that Rogar from before? Possibly. I didn't see what the actual numbers were, but ultimately it's going to come down to probably a different team composition focusing on Yasmin. But the team needs to be able to survive too. Like I said, I think bringing in light heroes is a good way to go because you don't run into that elemental disadvantage. Um, okay, so I'm wounded, not wounded, but diseased. Crit chance is reduced. Yeah, see, disease way back in the day used to mean that you couldn't crit, period. And now in this case here, it's just a severely reduced capacity. So my crit chance is reduced by 55%. So I'm not going to crit. I'm not going to stun anybody. But I can at least get those stacks of prone. Didn't even get stacks of prone. One or two here. That's because Cobalt and NubNub both had the foresight. That's going to be textbook NubNub at this point here. All you can really do is just try to keep pace. Now the reason that I try to say this is a longevity fight is because they blow through all three of their skills on their first 3 turns, where mine are going to be charging over the course of basically 6 turns. And so I will get more periodic and more spread out uses of my abilities versus them possibly being wasted. I get to control if and when I'm going to heal. I don't have to heal on turn 1 where the PC does or the AI does have to heal. So even something like this, I don't have to use this right now. I could, but I don't have to. And that gives me the long-term advantage over teams like this and why I ultimately have been going with this particular team. I'm not trying to get to legend in silver. I've waved bye bye to that a while ago just because I don't have a leveled up enough team and I don't have a fast enough team to continually kill teams with NubNub, Rokar, and William. I just can't get through them. There's not enough people that are strong enough, for me at least. Um, so for those that are fairly new to the game, if you're low level PvP, what I recommend is seek out your guild for sure. Find out what teams are the best for handling those that trio, William, Rogar, and NubNub in PvP. Find out what your guild is using to defeat those teams. Focus your XP on those. I know XP seems very easy to spread out early on. Once you get up to level 80, though, it's bad. So you're gonna be wishing that you had every single one of those XP potions, even the tiny little baby potions. You're gonna wish you had every single point of XP. Otherwise, you end up with stuff like this, where the person you want to use the most is 10 levels below everybody else, or even worse. We'll do one more fight after this. We'll choose a middle of the road one, or we'll look to see what's actually out there um, before we actually just pick one. I want to pick one that's rather challenging so that you can see it long term. We don't usually see Kelpie. I mean, I have seen Kelpie, but this here is 68. Okay, here's one that doesn't have Rogar, but starts with Ekko. So I wanna show that one just because Rogar is the one that does the most damage. Um, at least he has been. I mean, it might just seem that way because he always goes first and wipes out a big chunk of your health, and that ultimately just makes whoever goes after him easier to kill you. Again, there's no benefit in attacking right now because any way you spin it, NubNub is going um, to heal them up to full strength. So attacking is just a waste. May as well get my energy up. And then in this case here, cooldown is 7, but I'm not going to need this anytime soon, and I want to clear some of the shields. Because if I purge William's taunt, I could at least try to focus my attacks maybe on NubNub and prevent their heals. So there's my first heal that I do, and then I will end up saving another heal. So I won't use NubNub right from the start. I'll save that for 1 or 2 turns in, so that I get that appropriate staggered healing. With NubNub going evasive, it's not worth me to try and throw my attacks at him, especially when William's going to taunt anyways. I'm going to have to get through that. We'll hope that Bovus and Ekko can take him down appropriately. So now we get to purge the taunt. There's that. He'll re-heal back up to full health. Um, Nothing I can do there other than just attack. There's no point in spreading that around. Everybody else is shielded, so. And now we bring in my heal with NubNub. And at this point here, we should be in a spot where we are now in the driver's seat because we just controlled our heals and we're still in control of our abilities. They're just about burned out at this point here. The Voodoo Chant's going to wear off. NubNub's, not NubNub, but William's health is going to go down. And then we just have to avoid things like that. So they kind of focused Yasmin a little bit more than I anticipated. Having Yasmin around definitely would have helped because she gets that end of the round heal each time. So you see William just heal back to full health. With Yasmin there, it would have finished him off. We'd have been in a great spot. And now we're playing catch up, you know. Voodoo Chant's not going to come back for a while, but my team's done now, so I don't have any heals left, so that's it. There's no chance to win this one. So we got a little bit of bad luck there. That's also um, partly to blame. It's just I should have higher levels, and I didn't. But to that end, I still had equivalent levels to what they had. I mean, realistically, I should have been able to hold on to that one, but like I said, just a wee bit of bad luck in terms of who they targeted. That's going to happen from time to time without a more ironclad team in your favor. But that's my current two healer team. I said it works all right for low level. Once you get up into the ranks a little bit, it really doesn't hold water anymore. And at that point, I'll usually disband silver PvP after about 1,000 to 1,500 trophies. I don't usually pursue much more than that, um, just because it's too time consuming. I like to try and milk out open as far as possible, and then just play gold just to see what's out there. So unless there's a season that has a great reward, in this case here, the reward, um, not that I'm getting too excited about. Would I like the 6-star Abigail? Sure. But I'm not bending over backwards to do so. So like I said, usually I'll play right up to about here into champion. That's about as high as I can get in silver, somewhere around 1,000 trophies or so. Warlord, at the level that I've been at, I've not been able to advance through Warlord at all. That's just everybody is essentially maxed out levels there, and I can't compete. So, but that is this week's team lab. So once we are able to get XP potions easier, then maybe I can lab out some more. But let me know how you're handling your own instances of NubNub, Rogar, and William. What are you doing to beat them? Are you beating them quickly? Are you beating them consistently? What's more important to you? To me, when I do open PvP, all I care about is the win. So keep the streak alive, keep winning. Speed is not a concern to me. I'm not trying to get a legendary conqueror, so I don't need to knock out 1,000 raids in a season. Same thing's going to apply for silver. All I care about is winning. If it takes me 4 minutes to win, but I keep a streak alive, it's better than losing fast or winning fast and then losing. So let me know what you do. I'd like to hear some opinions. Otherwise, that's all I got for this week's edition. We'll see you tomorrow for some Fat Friday. Back on that saddle again. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, and remember, I make YouTube videos for the American working man, because that's what I am, and that's who I care about.